经常的说话，所以这个就自动闭麦了吧。Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to teach you. Not teach. I'm sorry, I'm not a teacher. Just share some interesting movement I've developed last day. I mean yesterday. Okay, here we go. What I'm gonna say is that first of all, we LaTeX developers, or not developers, I'm sorry, just the writers, LaTeX writers and LaTeX employers, when we are writing long articles, there's a common problem that we might encounter. That is when the symbols, especially for the theoretical physicists or the computational physicists, there are some symbols are containing a lot of superscripts and subscripts, right? Let me take some example. There are, for example, there's some command, and maybe this one, right? And there's as a main body. Then you will have some superscripts, then you will have some subscripts, and the whole thing is one thing, right? Let's just, god damn it. Okay, here we go. I developed another new quicker movement, or quicker just quicker movement. Hey guys, I've developed another quicker movement in order to enhance the recognition, the machine-driven recognition inside LaTeX editors. That is, I'm trying to find the purpose of this movement is trying to find these how to say, main body and superscripts and subscripts as a whole, because you know when you are using LaTeX and all those symbols are changing, right? For example, this one could be changing into maybe this one, and you cannot define a single command, maybe new command, or define something, right? You cannot do something like that, because it's pretty much useless for you to design a command and new command and renew command, right? There's so many the extra efforts you paid into it is a little bit futurous, a little bit redundant, and so but if you don't design a command or that describes the entire sequence of commands, you will face another issue. That is the current issue that I'm facing and I'm trying to solve is that I want to identify these smallest individuals units from this equation or formula, right? I just want to identify them out. I just want to grab it out, but it's very hard for me to, you know, the location or locating how to say, the cursor locating, I mean jumping into the source is not so accurate. For example, I want to know what is the E and what is the M as a whole. I want to know what the precise code of it. It's a little bit hard. For example, if your symbols are complex, right? For example, I click here and I want to know this is the equation right here, right? I want to know the M. What is the entire or total complete description of the M, including its subscripts and superscripts. Right? What I'm gonna do is I use my eye to search for the M, or maybe we just search the M. How do you say, using the Control F, right? When I search the M, and what are we going to do next? Is to find the left, the main body of M, right? Because the M is not the main body, it's just part of it, including the something, all those sequences, commands ahead of it, right? That's the main body, and it has superscripts, that is this one, and also it has subscripts, and that is this one, right? So the total M as a whole, it has main body and superscripts, right, and subscripts, and this is something we want for this individual M, complete M, right? But it costs us several judgments to identify the codes from the source codes, which is corresponding to the displayed text, right? So it costs us several judgments or visual thing to visual procedures to distinguish the M from the source code. So I developed a quicker movement that's just quickly get the M. I mean, for example, right, just F3, right? It's just the one movement help you to identify those individuals, whatever G, a big G, small g, and M, and chi2 and p2 as a whole. So the functionality or the logic of this quicker movement is quite simple. First of all, it will identify searching for the first superscript and or subscript, if any. If we have subscript, it will match these two. The priority is that these two, right, is or these two will be first matched, and the second is this or that, right? And after the quicker movement is identifies these two things, I will try its best to identify main body, but the main body is pretty hard for me or anyone to set the format for it, because it's variable. For example, there's xint, right? There's xint, this one, and this one, and this as a whole is the main body, but to some extent there's some other strange circumstances happen. For example, chi as a whole is the main body, right? So there's no clear format for me to use regex, this regex to match them. So the main body have to manually match it, but the superscript and subscripts are very could be a code could be matched through regex and through codes, and that's the main functionality of this program, this quicker movement. We could take some other examples. For example, there's hat G, right? We have, as human, we have to identify the beginning of it, but the end of it can be easily captured by this program. So you don't have to care about the end. I mean, you don't have to care about the subscripts and the superscripts. It will automatically capture it for you, them for you. There are some this quicker movement have used the other quicker movements or regex developed several days ago. That is, for example, in your subscripts or superscripts, there are some other subscripts or superscripts. I mean, for example, I'm not so sure. Right? So there's some embedded circumstances, and right, and it's quite complex for anyone to understand, or where's the beginning, where's the end of it, right? But this code is able to, for example, right? This code is able to, but the main body is on your, it's totally on you. How to say? Well, but the main body is, how to say, the brackets for the main body should also be in pairs. I mean, if you this one, it will capture RCDF in front of it, because your cursors is inside a pair of brackets, and its right hand side has three how to say, kits and one bra, right? And it's not matched, so the program would search only for the matched brackets for the main body and for the subscripts and superscript and subscripts. And we'll take some example. Or what if I choose this one, right? It will match all those just because these brackets are matched. These are matched. These are matched. So this as a whole is the main body, chosen by the user, that is you, and the rest of it is automatically captured by this regex. So we'll take some other examples. For example, xint. There are so many xint in my program, and it's because there are some gray dash line from left hand side. For example, this one, and what we are capturing is this one, and what it is this one in the main text, right, in the PDF. And this is almost about this action or quicker movement, trying to capture automatically the structure, the entire structure for an individual how to say, variable for theoretical physicists, the mathematicians, or the computational physicists. I mean, there are some problems still cannot be fixed except for the main body thing. That is, I want to share you some of my how to say, the thoughts about it. That is LaTeX. You know, the left hand side, the LaTeX is a kind of compiling language, and it's among all those compiling languages, it's a piece of shit. I mean just compared to C++ or Python, right? These are developed by developers and true programmers. The formats of LaTeX is less than those programming languages, right? It's compared to programming languages, real programming languages, and all those compiling languages. They are just a little bit messy, and just of course you could make it good looking for you or for those audiences, but the essence of LaTeX is messy. And if you don't want the messy, you could design your own commands, right? And it could be a little bit not that messy, but in the end, if you're writing long articles, if you are inventing your own symbols or your sequences or combinations of symbols, it will in the end become messy. And when it becomes messy, it's very hard for you yourself even to capture the or identify or extract the structures from within the codes, right? If you it's very easy for you to understand this something right hand side, but it's very hard for you to extract something from the codes. And so we need either AI or some pre-compiling thing inside LaTeX. I mean pre-compiling, that is rendering thing. Of course, when your mouse there are some functions that when your mouse move right, hovering above those codes, it will show you the mathematical equation or how to say the mathematical environment for you. But I think that's not that good. I mean, do you know there are some, Siyuan or some Tana, right? They are rendering text, k-text, not LaTeX, but pretty much like LaTeX. They're rendering k-text in a real-time way. That is pretty much like rich context in Microsoft Word, right? MS Word. So I think LaTeX and pretty much like some other compiling language, all those compiling language, including LaTeX, should be automatically in a way that is always compiling. That is, or at least it is rendering something. How do you say? I'll show you some example. That is so they have to rendering something in blocks, not just in all those how to say, the entire how to say, document. They should be rendering something in blocks, and this might be the ultimate version of LaTeX, C++, or how to say, some other compiling languages. That is my ultimate logic, right? Everybody's ultimate logic should be that you're rendering some units, not just the whole thing. Some units can be rendered, foreheads or in real time, and right, and I think so. I'm not so sure. Even the latest language, Rust typist, right, competitors of LaTeX is not doing something like that. But the ultimate thing should be like something like that. I mean, I'm not so sure if anybody is thinking of this problem. I mean, if Python, all right, Python is not a compiling language, but Python should be also, to some extent like Tana, right? Like its command is not such name. Sorry, command node, convert command node, more command. Oh, sorry, Control K, convert to command node. I mean, not only the compiling language, the non-compiling language, for example, Python interpreting language, they should ultimately in the form of like Tana version. I mean, there's some the structure for each individual, each small unit should be rendering real time. The big thing, it doesn't matter. It could be, you could compiling it in different levels, right? And later on, right? But the small units should be rendering real time, because it's good for us human to understand it. And our cursor hovering on it or click it, we could edit it and see the effects of changing it, right? We don't have to compile it every time you press the F5. That's not logical. I mean, that could be, but it's just something. It's like, it's not modern, all right? It's not modern. This is modern. The how to say, the writing, how to say, 笔记软件, fuck that. The I'm sorry, I might get a little bit exciting about this. Everything should be rendering in units, in parts, in different levels, small levels, big levels. They should be rendering in sequences, in you know, from small structures to big structures. The render sequence is the priority of rendering is lower and lower, right? First, the small units should be rendering in highest priority. I'm sorry, just pretty much like, it's just my thoughts. They should some philosophy behind the LaTeX sheets, right? Some philosophy behind the LaTeX sheets, and I think that's the future of our writings and programming. That's fucking the same thing. Writing and programming, the same thing, right? If the programmers are that strong, just because they are writing something that a normal person don't understand. But the programmers is not that strong now, because of AI can understand something that they write, but they don't quite understand the things that they write, right? Because they're writing something messy around. Everything is messy. They are human. We are human. We cannot understand the messy shits. But AI can understand it. That's why they're stronger than us right now. And the way to make us, you know, the status of us a little bit flip the status of us and AI, is that we could rendering something for ourselves, not just a bunch of codes and for AI to understand it, because it's hard for us to, our memory, our CPUs, our GPUs in our heads is not that strong. We need some visualization, rendering in units, and editing that shit in units, and real-time feedback from these units. Do you understand me? From these units is what we want. Not just editing all those shits and compiling, you know, Alt W compiling. It's just, we're not building blocks for code. We're not writing codes for you know, for the entire thing. We need some real-time feedback, and that is what the Node app is doing since I think 2020, right? That's 5 years ago. 5 years ago, and all those shits are note-taking app, right? The technology is pretty much like web technology, but they are for note-taking app. No, they should be and will be ultimately be developed into not a note-taking app. It should be an IDE. Should be a code editor for LaTeX, and in a bidirectional note-taking app way. That's the correct, I think, the correct direction for human-computer communication, a better friendly way for us and AI and computer mutually 相互作用, how to say, mutual interaction. That's the most friendly way of, that is the bidirectional note-taking app type compiling or non-compiling language. I mean, that's just, I don't know if you do get what I mean. I'm not so good at English, but I just want to express my feelings. I just a little bit stuck in this. When the bidirectional note-taking app real rendering language is out, it is coming up, then I do not have the need to design this command, right? I don't have to, because everything has been done. The reason why I designed this command is that the things are not done by those developers, programmers, coders, right? The things are not done yet. I mean, 用毛泽东的一句话来说，就是革命尚未成功，同志仍需努力。我老婆来了。来。我写了一些动作要分享出去啊。又定我了啊！我要不要写1页，要不要写2页？没怎么写，就是没怎么写，怎么了？就生产力要是一个生产关系，生产关系要是个生产力的发展而发展。我现在是生产力发展，生产关系没有发展。越写越长，越写越多，我已经不知道我在写什么了。那我需要一些代码来帮助我去知道里面，去把里面的东西提出来。比如说有一个单词是 P， 我给你举个例子，那你就不知道我在干什么，那你就说我。哦。快点过来坐着，过来坐着。就比如说，我现在要知道这个东西的代码是什么。你有什么办法没有？
就是把它，就是这个等于某个东西，然后输入某个东西，它就出来了。比如说等于 x 等于 a。我现
在我已经写了它的代码了，但我要从这个茫代码里找出它的代码，怎么找？
等于 a 呀。
等于啥 a 呀？
把它设为 a 呀，然后把它。
啊，对，你说的对，可以把它设为 a， 然后就是对吧？
搜索啊，
以后直接用 a 是吧？
对啊。
但是它在很多不同的地方是不一样的。比如说这个就和这个长得不一样。
长得不一样，那肯定是一样的呀。正负嘛，正负又没有什么关系。
这不是正负，这哪来的正负啊？我帮你，就是这个东西，对吧？它是 m 下边要有一个 kz， 这个 m 下边没有 kz 了，是3。然后你又是一个 b， 是吧？同一个东西，你要是 a b c d e f g 都不够用的。
或者是某种模板。对，
是模板。这其实就是把它设成一个东西嘛，到时候你直接用 a b c d 就够了。
对。
但我现在我的论文就是，不仅是 m e g k p 全都是不一样，就是它看上去是一样的，它就变了一点点，你先坐着。
我去做饭了。
它就变了一点点，那你怎么从这个源代码里把它给这个玩意是个啥，给它提出来？因为比如说我现在马上在下面就要用到这个东西，但我不知道它是啥，那我就要慢慢找。怎么找呢？这可以找，这个 LaTeX 允许你就是点右边回到左边啊，比如说点左边回到右边啊，比如说我举个例子，点左边能回到右边，点右边能回到左边，但是它只能回到那一行，那一行里你还要找，它在哪儿？ 对吧？比如说这儿，比如说这个就是，对吧？我眼睛看到这个点，我还要去看。
你标了颜色。
是，但是我要找它，我左边已经找到了，我现在要找它的右边，然后把左右两边夹起来的东西复制一下，那才是它，对吧？
对。
但是在这个公式里，它的公式它只能跳转到这个公式，这公式他妈是一大堆，那我怎么找？
你怎么找？
我怎么找？
你怎么找？
我现在要找什么？比如说你让我找一个东西，我现在就给你找。
找这一行。
不，你要找一个东西。
找这个。
找这个是吧？
对。
1、2是吧？那就完蛋了。我现在找到个 E， 是我用眼睛找到的。
对。
然后我还要找它的左边在哪？在这儿。
这边不能 Ctrl F 吗
？Ctrl F 可以找，可以 Ctrl F。好，它跳了，不知道跳到哪去了。天，我来这儿，代入，对，就在这儿。
那你有什么好的办法吗？
然后我看，比如说 F3，它慢慢找。
我要去做饭了。
你先，马上还1分钟。F3，你看找到个 E 是吧？
对。
你还找个下边是1的，对吧？还是2的？你刚才说的是下边是2的。好，找到个 E， 下边是2，然后这两个确定了。然后你要找左边是啥？是吧？找左边已经找到了，找到左边已经找到，右边怎么找？现在是右边怎么找？找这个还是找这个？我现在就设计了个动作，你不用找右边，你看着，就这样，它就能自动的帮你找到这个东西。就你现在不用找右边，你只用找左边。你知道设计这个动作可能就要是一上午的时间吗？你知道它不？你别说太厉害了，
你一点都不厉害。
是，关键是这个语言它就是有点垃圾，就你要适配它的垃圾，你就是要写，你要花一上午来写这种代码，这就是它的代码。就光是找它的右边，你就要这么多代码。你要比如说你找左边，你要用眼睛去找，你找 E 没问题，你 Ctrl F 可以，你 Ctrl F E 之后，你不知道它的左边是多少啊？你要去首先你先 Ctrl F E， 然后再去找 E 的左边，右边我写了代码，这是半人半机器混合。你就找个这个东西，你就比如说你要找10秒钟，起码要找10秒钟。
对，浪费你的时间，还不如写个代码找出来呢。
但写个代码要要一上午的时间，就为了节省那5秒钟，但是每次都要帮你节省5秒钟。
对，你花了1天，节省了20天，赚了。
行，好，做饭好。
赚了没吗？
我就想跟你解释一下，现在的论文已经就是已经到了没有办法，或者说这个 LaTeX 的问题就在这儿，就是它傻，它没有预编译，它没有预渲染，它没有半渲染，没有实时渲染，没有半实时渲染。这种半实时渲染就在笔记软件里是有的，你看，它就是每个小东西，它就直接点可以编辑。
那你为什么不用这个？
它不能生成这么强，这个它的自由度更高，这个自由度稍微低一点，但是它每一个小单元都可以实时渲染，它不行。就我做的事儿就是这个事儿。我知道了，没说你，我想跟你解释一下现在的困难，不仅是我的困难，就是整个 LaTeX 界的困难。收屁的费呀！他们能用户我就万事大吉了。就让他们意识到这是个通用的问题。而不是我的问题，是所有人的问题。没了，最后一坨。我去，好吧，这么地吧。